Scanning for audio.
Welcome once again to a Tin Dog podcast. This time I'm recording a podcast about something that was out last September, because you know what? Sometimes you just can't listen to everything at once. You try. You sit yourself down, or you're on a journey and you're bunging a box set and you listen to something and then you come back to it, and yeah, you must get around to it at some point. But this was something that was just great. This was the Missy and Monk, Volume 3 of the Missy series. The monk thinks that this series is about him, and Missy thinks that this series is about her, and quite clearly, it's about her. But it's nice to let the monk do his, comedy business. In this version, you've got Michelle Gomez playing Missy, and Rufus Hound, and someone else playing the monk. They are hilarious. I mean, let's face it, you've got two excellent comedy performers doing what they do best. And these are great stories. The problem is that some people go, it's comedy Doctor Who, is it? That'll be just not very good. That's a lie. It's very, very good. 3 stories. First one, Body and Soulless. Stuck with a co-pilot, Missy has taken extreme measures. After all, she only needs the monk's brain to fly his TARDIS. But when Missy and the bodiless monk end up in different sides of a planetary war, they may need one another to survive. Yeah, it's the brain, let's say in a jar, shall we? It's just excellent. It shows that 2 Time Lords really shouldn't be allowed to play with the universe. The monk is not necessarily evil. In Dungeons & Dragons terms, he's more chaotic, neutral, definitely in it for himself, but also willing to use the laws to his own advantage. He's not good or bad. He's chaotic. Missy, however, evil. Always out for themselves. Now, is it lawful evil? I suppose it might be, but that's the way things were. So what you've got is the Missy and the monk just at each other's throats, and it's wonderful. Slightly darker is The War Seed by Johnny Candon. Missy takes the monk to Earth to make a point. She can be nice if she wants. In fact, she can save the planet. While the monk tries to charm the corporate sharks, Missy makes them a better offer to supply the ultimate warrior, created in the ultimate war. This one's very clever. And very, very atmospheric. Soundscape's superb. And it is only shadowed by the fact that story number 3 is called 2 Monks, 1 Mistress by James Kettle. This is what I can only describe as a farce. Now, we've recently had one of these in Torchwood, which worked beautifully. But this one's more of a Shakespearean farce. You know, the sort of thing. Doors slamming, people being in disguise as somebody else, men dressed as women being in disguise, and of course you've got the whole Missy Master thing going on there. And of course you've got Gemma Whelan playing, are we going for the nun? I don't know. On the trail of some weapon-grade plutonium, Missy and the monk visit Renaissance Italy and the house of the elderly Borgia. But someone else is en route to Tuscan Villa. Designs on the old man's treasure themselves, someone the monk will soon know very well. I'm a huge fan of the nun. Gemma Whelan is the person I would have had playing the next Doctor. She's just great, hilarious, and yet still has the menace. She manages to give a different twist on the monk, and you know what? I just love this box set. Genuinely, it's a marvel. So if you want something that isn't too serious, like, for example, the 6th Doctor, War Doctor series, then this is for you. It really is. Here's the trailer and decide for yourself. Until next time, be seeing you.
Hey, I'm not dead. I'm just a brain in a jar, that's all.
Well, it's not so much a jar. It's more of a handbag.
From Big Finish Productions, Missy, Series 3.
What have you just stuck to my brain?
Bulldog clips. Come on, vroom vroom.
That advert, that woman, she...
At the end of the day, we all need a little regeneration. Because life's too short. Regeneration. A Richard Temple product.
Richard Morris Temple, born the 2nd of February 1957, died, well, that's up to you.
You're threatening me.
Smidge.
So, the Borgias, remind me?
Oh, honestly, how bad is your history?
Why are we on this planet?
To stop this war?
The Calvor will prevail against the Vat. We always do.
Well, this is marvellous.
He's coming.
He is a war seed. What do I call you? The meddling nun?
How can we be in the same place, huh? Aren't there laws against it?
Why would that bother you? You're literally a time meddler. Paradoxes like this are what gets us up in the morning.
Big Finish. We love stories.
And how did you get my brain out of my body?
Telebiogenesis.
Rude.
A Villain in Venice, Jane of the Air, Book 1. A steampunk detective and aviatrix and part-time spy. Available now. All profits to the NHS. That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Available on Spotify, iTunes, Acast, Stitcher and wherever good podcasts are found. Get early access to content by subscribing to the Tin Dog Podcast YouTube channel. You can support the show at patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on Twitter at tindogpodcast or email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. All of the things discussed are the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.